Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making a Miniverse from scratch, and I'm pretty sure we're making the cosmic brownies today. There is a pinhole on the brownies on this very last one in the top corner, and according to a chart I was looking at, that means it's the cosmic brownies. So let's open it and see. I can already see the little sprinkles and stuff, so I know it is right. Yeah, there we go. Chocolate candies. And one of my subscribers said it tells you to put it in here and, you know, set it up, then ice it in here and decorate it in here. But she said then it makes it difficult to get out. So you should remove them and then decorate them, which, thank you for the tip. But that makes sense because this stuff, if it's the same kind as what I've been using, it dries almost like Elmer's glue if it's really thick, how it's still like stretchy when you try to take it apart. And then you could ruin, just like I did. Actually, it's still here. I'll show you. This is where I tried to pull it away and then it turned white. So instead of it being clear, turned white and looks super messy, which I can fix, but I'm not too worried about it. But I say all that to say we're going to slightly deviate from these instructions and we'll see how that goes. So let's open all these packages. I'm excited anytime they include silicone molds, that way we can reuse them for things. We have our chocolate icing. Did they give us a tip? They did, thank goodness. Brownie mix. Tweezers in here. And our spatula, our table, our bowl this time is yellow. There's 3 different color bowls you can get. Yellow, like a minty blue, and then a pink one. And lastly, we have our chocolate syrup. So we're gonna clean up and mix this stuff together because it's gonna take over an hour for this to set. Okay, so step 1, we're going to open our brownie mix. Add that to the bowl. It's real fine powder, so I make sure it's all down to the bottom before I cut it. And get every last bit. I don't know if we're gonna have any leftover batter, but, oh, I just spilled some. I do have extra silicone molds of various shapes and sizes from cakes and things we've made in the past. So like I have one here in case there's any leftover. I pour it in there, let it set up, and I let my daughter play with it. She's made like extra cookies and cupcakes and cookie sandwich type things before. We're gonna add all of this in, squeeze it all out. It doesn't tell you how much you need, but for making these in the past and almost having the whole series now, you do need all of it. So I'm just gonna let that drip for a second and then we're gonna mix it for 1 minute. Time to mix. It will come together quicker than 1 minute, but I try to stir it for as close to a minute as possible, making sure all lumps and clumps are out. And pretty soon I will have the Easter or the Spring series and the Honeydukes. So make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned if you want to see that. And follow me on Facebook. I leak all the secrets of how to find the rares when I find that info online and all the upcoming sets and pictures and stuff like that. So this is probably good now, but I'm just going to give it a little bit longer. And then we will pour it. Okay, let's open this container to get our mold. And I like that this does have a little bit of a spout on it, so it should make it easier to pour. It does come out fast though, so you don't want to overfill it. I'm just going to start with basically filling them and then go back to add more if I need to. I've seen time lapses where it looks like it rises as it cures, but I haven't experienced that. I've filled mine pretty high. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and kind of look at this eye level Just adding a couple drops to some of them to make sure they're filled up. It looks like we will have a little bit left. Just a little bit more on this one. It's like once I feel like they're accurate or even, then I see another one, I'm like, oh, that could use more. Okay. That's pretty even, so let's pour the rest of it in here. You can also use the silicone like soap molds that we've had in the spa series, any of the silicone ones they've given. Well, the ones that are easy to pop out at least. I probably wouldn't do a mushroom or something because this will be a spongy texture when it cures, so you can end up like squishing it if you aren't super gentle. So I will go ahead and set a timer for 1 hour and 15 minutes. And I'll be back to pull these out of the mold, and I'll probably let them dry just a little bit longer depending on what they feel like. All right, I think it's been about an hour and a half. We have a thin little thing over here that I already took out. This is what it looks like. They plumped up. We should be able to release them pretty easily. I do kind of pull on the sides though. Hopefully we'll be able to decorate them and then put them back in. Now this is a little bit thicker of a silicone mold than usual, so I'm kind of concerned it's going to be hard to get them out. So it would be nice if they could just stay in there, but I think it would be difficult to. Or should I leave them in there? No, I want them out. You might accidentally mish up the sides a little when you're taking them out. Just try to go slow, and then you can flip them upside down if you want and let them dry a little bit longer because they can be wet or sticky feeling at the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna let them dry just a little bit longer and then we will decorate. And sometimes when you use whatever this is made of, sometimes they're more firm and sometimes they're more wet and they stay that way. This one's more firm, I think. All right, let's let those dry a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm gonna open the icing. We'll see what kind of consistency that is. I'm gonna dump some of these out. These look just like the ones we got last year with the rare Buddy the Elf Christmas one. It came with a jar of those exact same colored candies, which is cool. That was a super cute build. Can't tell if this is gonna be thick or not. We're about to find out. I'm gonna go with that. So I'm gonna decorate the bottoms because those are perfectly flat. It says you could smooth it out, but you may not even really need to. I guess I will need to a little bit. I'm gonna try to do it with a toothpick, and I would recommend doing one at a time because this frosting or whatever it is, it's kind of like a glue substance, but it does set up quickly. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna try to smooth it as nicely as possible. Which it doesn't really smooth out too nicely. I got something on the side of there. A little piece of fuzz. Okay. Now I have my precision tweezers and I'm going to place these nicely. I'm going to pick up all the ones I threw on the ground here. I'll do them individually. Of course you can pick it up and sprinkle it, but I like doing this so they're exactly where you want them. You can take your time and do it. Otherwise you might dump way too many in there that you don't want all those. Let's see. Trying to figure out what colors I want. I guess I'll put another blue one over there. Maybe a green and a yellow. Cute. Let's do another one. And then I'll probably do the other 4 off camera. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't have patience to watch people do the same thing over and over again. If that thing isn't changing. That's just me. I see some of the videos people make and they're like, you know, 20 or 30 minutes long. And I'm like, I mean, I could do that. It'd probably be a lot of silence or me just rambling about random things. So I try to keep my videos shorter, unless there's a lot of stuff going on. And sometimes these builds are complicated. I think these are super cute. I guess this stuff has to be kind of thick because you don't want it running down the side. You want it to look like a cosmic brownie. But it is a little difficult to smooth. Kind of just going across like that. There we go. That's a good way to do it, to kind of spin it as you go across to level it off and make it even, or an attempt to make it even. And then we're just gonna drop these in there, push them down just slightly. And again, I would suggest one at a time. I need some other colors here. Let's get some blue and red and orange. Is that a purple one in there too I just saw? Oh no, that's brown. What's purple next to that other one? But after you get all the sprinkles on here, you're gonna let these set for at least 20 minutes. And then you should be able to handle them after that, but I let mine set way longer than that. I always go over what they suggest, just as a precaution. But I like that. Pretty many sprinkles on there. I think that looks good. Tap, 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 and set aside. I will be back to show you what mine look like when I have them completed. These are now completely dry, and I think they turned out really good. So we have 6 of them. I think this was the first one I did, and it's a little skimpy on the colored candies. I like the more packed ones. But let's see if we can put them back in there if they fit nicely. Guess they do have to be turned a particular way. Yeah, I mean, you could squish them in there, I think. Or I wonder if you have to find the exact one it was in. Yeah, I think so. Like this one has a slight rounded edge, so I think it goes there. Yes, and let's see, where's the other rounded one? I think this is an end piece, maybe. This is definitely an end piece. So is this. Okay, and you don't have to like push them all the way down. You can leave them in there. Just hovering like that, or slightly pushed in. I think that's cute. I think of the ones I've done, this is probably one of my favorite ones in the series, really. There we go. I think out of a 10, I would rate this like a 9.5. I really liked it. So my favorites were the panda and this so far. The cookies were pretty cool once you got a hang of them. I don't know, I just thought this was super exciting, and so was the panda. Panda was very unique. The birthday cake was cool too. The only other one I'm gonna try to get are the little bundt cakes. And then the other ones are basically just duplicates of ones I've done. So I've done this cake, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna try to collect that one because it's essentially the same thing, just with fruit. Done all those, I've done that, I've done the cupcakes, I've done the pie. Might try to get the peach one, and I've basically done all the cookies except for the pink ones, I think. So yeah, if you want to see me do the spring ones or any of the new sets, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.